The idea was to encourage businesses to become more sustainable in the way that they transport themselves and their staff commute to work, to use various different forms of encouragement, including cycling facilities, electric vehicle charge points, those sorts of things. A lot of organisations have benefited from the scheme. 60 organisations have had grants which have supported them in making that transition.
Well, we have in the past had a very close relationship with Nottingham City Council ever since I think we started up in 2001. We've been involved with lots of community engagement programmes, some health programmes. So Nottingham City Council have historically come to us when they've wanted to deliver projects that we can help them with. Through our close relationship, we got to find out about the grant.
We heard about the support by Nottingham City Council when they contacted our fleet team, and we went into partnership with them to do a fleet review looking at the fleet we've got here at Nottingham.
I heard about the Workplace Travel Scheme from Nottingham City Council from the Chief Exec of the Creative Quarter, Stephen Barker, who was keen to let us know about what was available.
It was something I looked into, so I filled out an expression of interest on the City Council website.
We first came across Nottingham City Council's Workplace Travel Service a couple of years ago when a member of my team attended one of NCC's engagement events, and that's where we were made aware of the support the Workplace Travel Service offers, and these were the Workplace Travel Service grant and the ULEV experience.
I'm a lifelong cyclist and very keen cyclist myself, so I was really keen to think about how can we encourage other staff to use their bikes as much as possible.
Within the project we have a range of services that we offer, including fleet reviews, loans of ultra-low emissions vehicles and grants of up to £25,000 to help provide the businesses and organisations with infrastructure to facilitate more sustainable travel.
Sustainable transport we were looking for was greater use of the tram and cycle provision. So we're a Grade 2 listed portfolio here. We couldn't offer anything additional ourselves. It was encouraging our tenants and their employees to make better use of the public transport network through the tram. We're only 1 minute away from the Lace Market tram stop, and therefore to encourage the people who work in the building to use the extended network more frequently, and also for the people wanting to cycle in, they don't want to be hot and sweaty all day. So we already had the showers in place, but the Travel Place Work scheme with the installation of the lockers mean that they were able to use it more appropriately.
So in 2018 we conducted our first ever Trustwide Travel survey, and we analysed the data, and it became evident that more and more people are making environmentally conscious decisions by opting or to opt for electric vehicles, and we wanted to keep the momentum, and we wanted to increase the number of charge points available for staff use.
The key things that we wanted to do was try and get a cargo bike so that we could, instead of taking a van to an event with our event box in, we can travel sustainably so we can do what we preach.
Well, from when we very first opened, it was clear that we had quite a few cyclists. We wanted to try and encourage more people to do that, install things within our space to make it easier for people to get on with their working day once they've cycled in or come in on the bus. When we had our initial meeting with the council, they told us about the electronic bikes, and we thought that would be a great investment across our sites to be able to allow members to be able to move in between sites.
The sustainable transport that we were looking for was predominantly electric vehicles to replace our current diesel fleet. As a business, we're looking to become carbon neutral ourselves. We are providing the ability for our employees to charge their own vehicles at our workplaces alongside the company vehicles, and we're looking at low carbon forms of transport, bike schemes and stuff for our employees.
I guess what I'm hoping is that we, as far as possible, could encourage staff not only to use bikes when they're here and doing short hop journeys, but also they might then commute into work on their own bikes if they can use an electric bike when they're here.
It was important for us to take part in the Workplace Travel Scheme because it's important to us as landlords to be able to provide whatever we can for our tenants to increase sort of health and well-being. with the help of this scheme, we've been able to extend our provision, which can only be a good thing.
It's partly being really keen to support Nottingham City Council with their vision for the future, recognising that we're facing climate catastrophe heading our way, and we really need to do everything we can to take cars off the roads and to help encourage people to feel confident to cycle. It's good for the environment, it's good for health of all the practitioners, and we talk a lot within the service about our own well-being and self-care because we're promoting that for our clients.
Installed charge points were very well received by staff. The number of electric vehicle users have increased significantly, and the feedback from drivers have been really positive. Our transport and logistics team and the IT department have adopted their first electric van to carry out their services, and driver feedback from them was really good as well.
We are doing what we preach. We're not running an event trying to promote green transport and turning up in a van or a car. We're coming by electric bike or electric cargo bike. We've got a nice branding along the side, so it means that we've been to business events and people have sort of spotted the cargo bike and seen our logo and expressed an interest in what we do, either with a view of kind of using our services or just saying, where can we get one of those? How can we get hold of one? And sort of starting to think about how they might be able to use one to benefit their business.
Sustainability as a whole is really important to us here at Work Social, and anything that we can do that can help impact positively people's well-being and also the environment is a good thing. I think it made us, just going through the grant application itself, just made us look at everything in finer detail, and it meant that we could analyse where we could be more sustainable, not just in travel but in all aspects of our business.
The scheme has been very successful because we have a dedicated team of really knowledgeable advisors who've been out in the workplaces talking to people and finding out what businesses and organisations needed and tailoring the offer for them and providing grants to enable them to make the transition to more sustainable transport has been very positive. We have very ambitious targets for cleaning up air in the city. We've already made a lot of progress. We have the cleanest air of any city in the country, but we want to make more progress with that. We've pledged to reduce air pollution by a further 20% by 2023, but we are also working towards our target of carbon neutral for the city by 2028. And so in order to encourage people to make the transition to cleaner transport, the council has been able to support them and make that transition much easier for both their workers and for the organisations concerned. So it's a really positive move towards a more sustainable working environment for everybody.
It can only be a good thing. Why would you not take this opportunity to do these things? I can't see, personally I can't see, and I'm sure Becky would agree, for any negatives to wanting to increase the provisions that you can give. And if these kind of grants are available, why would you not take them up?
I think all businesses have a vital social responsibility to make sure that they prioritise their people and the impact that they're having on the environment.
We would love to hear from businesses who would like to become more green and encourage their staff to travel more sustainably, because that's exactly what we're here for.
And also with the Nottingham City Council's pledge to become carbon neutral by 2028, this is a big initiative that we all have to meet, and so for city ward businesses it's just really important and a no-brainer to be doing all you can and taking advantage of all the financial help and guidance to help meet that target.
It's really important that we work together to create a cleaner, greener, healthier city. We, the council, cannot do it alone. We have to engage with businesses, all sorts of different public sector organisations and the voluntary sector to keep Nottingham moving towards that goal of a clean, healthy, enjoyable, sustainable city and towards the carbon neutral 2028 target.